Well, let's take a look at how the top two parties performed last year compared to this year. Well, the tight competition has been between the IFP and the ANC last year and this year, although there has been a huge difference in the scale. Last August, the IFP won 10 wards while the ANC were victorious in 7. While today, the IFP claimed 14 wards and ANC took 3 wards. With seats in 2016, the IFP acquired 15 seats, with ANC getting 14 seats. This picture has now changed to IFP 19 seats and ANC following with 11 seats.
Now, this gives us a total of 11 seats to the ANC in the council, 19 seats to the IFP in council, 1 DA seat, 1 EFF seat, and 1 NFP seat, and that gives us a total of 33 seats.
Those political parties and individuals who may feel aggrieved by the outcome of the results of this election, they have an opportunity to lodge what we call Section 65 objections. Section 65 objections are objections material to the outcome of the election. So if you feel that there are things that may have happened that you feel very strongly about, you still have an opportunity. If you are aggrieved by the decision of the Commission, you can refer the matter again to the Electoral Court.
Let's also take a look at possible reasons for the ANC's losses. Now, firstly, Nquthu lies in the KZN belt, believed to be the IFP's stronghold. The IFP's ability to deliver could have titled the vote in its favour, and the ANC's over-reliance on President Jacob Zuma's popularity could have cost the party. Well, the KZN ANC is reacting to the Nquthu by-election results. Let's get live to the proceedings.
Are you going to continue that spirit, to try and convince the people of this municipality in particular, by the way they are thinking, say, going forward in 2019, perhaps we'll be able to gauge in some support and also to 2021?
Well, thank you very much for the questions. I think let me deal with the first question in this particular context. You see, we're going to have a time today and over the next few days to convene all our structures so that there can be some solid reflection on what happened. We're contesting 17 wards with 116 voting VDs or voting districts. And of course, the circumstances in each and every VT are unique and would require us to reflect on them on the basis of the concrete reality that emerge in that area. But one of the things that I think we've recognized from the onset was the fact that as the ANC, we've never had an opportunity to govern this area on our own. It has never happened. Yes, we were governing over the past term, but it was in a coalition of the NFP. If you follow the trend, both in terms of the results and in terms of how the campaign was elevated within the area of Nquthu, you would notice that the NFP was one of the small parties that were significantly struggling to get into the space of the campaign in the manner that they did in the previous elections. I can tell you, without having done a detailed analysis, that the declining influence of the NFP in this area has had a direct impact on the successes of the African National Congress. We have had wards in the past that were governed by the ANC, but if you go back and analyze each of those wards, you would notice that there was a major split and a major split of support between the IFP and the NFP, as a result of which the ANC, having sustained its support base of those wards, was able to emerge as a victorious organization, a victorious party. So I think that is one of the issues that we have recognized. When we went to the elections yesterday, it became clear in our minds that where the NFP does not have sufficient influence, it means the contest is between ourselves and the IFP. Now, we're under no illusion about the fact that the northern part of the KwaZulu-Natal has pockets of areas that are dominated by the IFP. And it's something that when we went to the local government elections and soon after it, we accepted that part of the strategic task that this PEC must pursue is to ensure that we win support base in the northern part of the province. Because all are the areas that we have to work very hard if we are to ensure that the support of the ANC continues to grow at a level of the province. Now, the IFP is not starting to emerge. That question is not really reflecting the objective reality in our province. The IFP has always been dominant in Nquthu. It has always been dominant in Umsinga. It has always been dominant in other parts of the northern part of the province within Umkhanyakude district. What has been happening, if you analyze very closely the developments over the past 10 years, has largely been an ascendance of the ANC in wards where we never imagined 10 years before that the ANC will ever have a support in those wards. And I'm saying the reason why that was happening, there are two factors that were complementing each other. The first is that there was a split in the IFP with the emergence of the NFP. The other factor that was complementing that was the fact that the ANC had taken a decision and elaborated the program to ensure that we consciously increase the support base in the areas that are dominantly and historically known to be areas that the IFP has been in charge of. So that's why I'm saying there were two unrelated but complementary factors that were helping us to ascend faster in terms of achieving the results that we had and we continue to have in some parts of the province. How much did we spend? It's not going to be easy to respond to that question, not only because I'm not the provincial treasurer of the ANC, but equally because the campaign has just ended. I'm sure that there might be some people that we still have to pay something, who produce one or other material that we've been using. So to quantify the cost of the campaign is something that will be done by the provincial treasurer of the ANC. Ours is to really reflect on the political mileage that we managed to score in this campaign. We brought the top leadership of the ANC, and we have no regret about that. We were doing what we were supposed to do, which we will continue to do. If we are determined to secure a decisive victory for the ANC, we have to ensure that we bring everybody on board to work for that outcome. And I think there is nothing that we can regret about that. Service delivery is a permanent feature of our provincial government. You see, the reason why we won elections in 2004 and successive elections soon after that, 2009 and 2014, by the way, with a continuous increased margin in favor of the African National Congress. It's not only because people are convinced by the essence of our message, but they are also experiencing a practical change in their own conditions in terms of bettering their lives. The service delivery in the province, KZN is one of the few, if not the leading province, that is making enormous impact in changing the lives of our people, particularly in rural areas. And that is why we've been growing our support. It's because our people have accepted that their future is intertwined with the one of the African National Congress. So we will continue to provide services in this area as we do in other areas where the ANC is not governing. We are a democratic organization. We fought for this freedom. We are determined to defend it, including if in some instances our people have decided that will not be their choice of government. So the services we provided here are going to continue. The water provision that COGTA has been working very hard to ensure that we supply water in the meantime before a proper water reticulation is done in this area will continue. So there's nothing that is going to be suspended. We want to assure the people of Nquthu that will accept this outcome and would work with whoever becomes a mayor and the leadership of this institution like we do elsewhere in the province to provide services to our people. there shouldn't be any fear that we would emerge out
Live
of this,
visuals of the press briefing held by the African National Congress in KwaZulu-Natal reacting towards the Nquthu by-elections, which saw the IFP accumulate a landslide victory. We've seen the leaders mentioning that the IFP, or rather the ANC, has never governed alone in Nquthu, also stating that the IFP has also always been dominant in Nquthu, hence the victory.